Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurumena Tumyena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kada Madhyam Dadhati Swapradantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudupadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavasya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagan Raghunathapitam Dam Sajivam साद्वैतम साधुभूतम परिजन सहितम कृष्ण चैतन्य देवम श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगन ललिता श्री विशाखांत काश्यप हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपीश गोपिका कांतम राधा कांतम नमस्तते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे विंदावनीश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरे प्रिये नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिनि नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि घोरा भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम वाचस्कल्पतरूपस्य कृपा सिन्धुः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Mataji. So, welcome to Srila Prabhupada Book Reading Club. Currently, we are reading The Light of Bhagvata. Okay, so yesterday we completed the preface, verse 1 and 2. So, today we will start with the verse 3. Okay, and so in preface, we have seen this book is written by Srila Prabhupada, and that too for that world conference. And but due to some, like reason, Prabhupada has cancelled his plan to visit this world conference. So this work remain as it is, but his disciples published this works at the anniversary disappearance anniversary of Srila Prabhupada. Okay, and these verses are taken from the 10th Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto 20 chapter. Okay, and so here in every verse they are taking the examples from the nature, and they are trying to explain the Vaishnava philosophy. Okay, so today we can start with the verse 3. Yes, Snigdha Mataji, you can start. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. 3. Attracted by electricity throughout the sky and driven by forceful winds, clouds gradually cover the surface of the earth to satisfy the needy people by supplying water, which is the substance of their life. The clouds bestow rains upon man as the mercy of Lord, who is always kind to the needy living being. We should always know that God is always kind to us despite our gross disobedience to the laws of God's nature. The Lord is kind enough to look after our maintenance. Water is one of the most important items for our maintenance, because without water we can neither produce good food grains nor quench our thirst. Water is also required very liberally for many other purposes. Thus, the Lord has preserved water on 3/4 of the globe and has made it salty to preserve it. Salty water does not decompose, and that is the arrangement of providence. The Lord has engaged the powerful sun to evaporate the water of planets like Earth and distill it into clear water in the clouds, and then stock it on the peaks of mountains as we stock water in overhead tanks for later distribution. Part of the stock of water is refrigerated into ice so that it will not flood the earth for no good purpose. The ice melts gradually throughout the year, flows down through the great rivers, and glides down to the sea again for preservation.
Hare Krishna Mataji. We will go paragraph by paragraph sometimes, okay? So otherwise, like it will be, like it will be little lengthy, okay? So yes, here we can see now, like Krishna is very merciful. Like what we do, oh Krishna, why should I give the garlands to you only first, and why should I offer the sweet to you first? I can enjoy myself. Why there is necessary to you will always we should follow your orders. Like I also wanted to be independent. I also wanted to be master. So we disobey the our Krishna, and like we want to come here on this earthly planet, and we want to enjoy without Krishna. We don't like, we become envious, we become jealous of Krishna. Why you Krishna? Why you only? I also want to become. So that's the reason we fall here. But Krishna is so merciful. He know, okay, he want to enjoy independently. Let him go. So like love is in both, like holding that person and letting that person go. Okay. So Krishna loved us so much. So Krishna said, "Okay, you want to go? Okay, go and enjoy there." And like for enjoyment, he also provided all the things necessary for that kind of enjoyment. Okay, so we can see like how Krishna is merciful. So like even we disobey him. So he is very kind to look after our maintenance even in this material world. So like currently we can see water is so much importantly we can see like we have polluted the bodies, and like we are like even we go somewhere we have to purchase the water. Even we can live without waters for yes, food for some days, but we cannot live 1 or 2 days without the water. Okay, because it is the basic. So Krishna is so merciful. He knows like when there is a water, then we can produce the grain, and like we can quench our thirst. So he arranged so nicely and so wisely. So he preserved the water in the form of a salty ocean. So like, and he he also engaged the powerful sun to evaporate some water vapors from that ocean and to create the clouds. And when then this from these clouds there will be rain, and this water will be stored in the mountains, and then like it flows in the form of rivers. Okay, and Krishna also preserve the water in a form of ice, so that it's not going to flood the entire planet. We can see currently we are polluting the earth so much, and so our global temperature is rising. And like even our ozone layer na, that is a there is duplication of that ozone layer. So our temperature of our earth is rising. So like the process the ice should be melt gradually na, but the process is faster. And so like even it is a threat for the coastal areas, because ocean water level will be increased. So we can see Krishna has planned everything so nicely. Krishna has given the trees who can so there will be ambience in environment. Like you don't have to you don't have to pay to buy the fruits. Okay, that time you can like in a forest there will be trees. You can take the fruits as you want. You don't need to pay. And like even for the rivers, like you don't have to pay for the water bottles. You can drink the water directly from that river. But like we have polluted everything na? Krishna has arranged everything. Even currently the food is for everyone, but because of our greed and mismanagement, everything is whatever we are facing, that things are happening. Okay, yes, Snigdha Mataji can continue.
Yes, Mataji. Therefore, the laws of God's nature are neither blind nor accidental, as men with a poor fund of knowledge conclude. Behind the laws of nature is the living brain of God, as there is always a lawmaker behind all the laws of the state. It does not matter whether or not we see the lawmaker behind the common laws. We must admit that there is a lawmaker. Matter can never work automatically without a living hand, and therefore we must admit the existence of God, the supreme living being, behind the laws of nature. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita that nature works under his superintendence. मैं अध्यात्ते सेना प्रकाशेत सुयाते स चरण चरम हेतुयादेन kaunteya jagat viparivartate. This material nature is working under my direction, O son of Arjun, Kunti, and it is producing all moving and unmoving beings. By its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. Bhagavad Gita 9.10. Nature is only a power, and behind the power is a powerhouse and a brain. Just as behind electrical power, there is an electrical powerhouse where everything is conducted by the brain of the resident engineer. The material nature works so nicely and not blindly, because of the superintendence of the supreme powerful God. In the Vedic hymns, Atharva Veda, the same thing is confirmed. It is only under the superintendence of God that all the natural laws are conducted. The Lord distributes His mercy in the form of rains on the scorched earth at times of dire necessity. He supplies rain when we are particularly on the verge of death for want of water. God is merciful undoubtedly, but He bestows His mercy on us when we need it most. This is so because we forget God as soon as we obtain this mercy. We should therefore remember the mercy of God constantly if we want to avoid distress. We are eternally related with Him despite the state of forgetfulness already described above. The Bhagavad Gita confirms that the laws of nature are stringent because they are conducted by three different modes. But one who surrenders unto the Lord overcomes the stringency of nature easily. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord affirms this. Daivi hai esa gunamai mama maya duratya mameva ya prapadyante mayam etam turantite. This divine energy of mind, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Bhagavad Gita 7.14.
Thank you,
Hari Bol.
Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. So yes, so here we can see. Firstly, we have see the God bestow His mercy in a form of rain. So like yes, then we come to know like God has so much plan. God Krishna has created the salty oceans to preserve the water because we also know like like when we do the pickles, we make the pickles from the from the chilies or from the raw mangoes. We make different kind of pickles. The amount of salt is more because salt like when we put the salt and sugar to certain extent then like it act as a preservation, the bacteria fungus didn't grow in that. So like we can see the how visionary like the creator of this like world is. He created the salty oceans. He created the sun who can evaporate that water, pure water only. It is not evaporating salt also. Then Krishna has created the clouds. Then Krishna has created the mountains, then ground, everything. And like also Krishna frozen the water in a form of ice so that it is not going to flood. So we can see how creative he is. Then how this impersonalist can say that like the God, the absolute truth has no form and everything. And even how modern scientists can say that everything is happening whimsically, or like everything is happening as a serendipity or as an accident, as a part of accident. Even the phone from which we are conducting the classes, it has some created, there is some a brain behind that. Then how can we say that this you know every aspect in this nature, it is created so beautifully and with a lot of creativity and with a lot of brain? Then how we can say there is no creature behind this? It is a kind of foolishness, is it? Then yes, we can see everything happening in this material nature. There is a living brain of a god, okay? And as we see, there is always the lawmaker behind the laws of a state. So in this in this material nature, there is a like a brain of a Krishna, okay? There is energy of Krishna who is maintaining everything, okay? So here we can see the matter can never move automatically without living hand. So we can see we have a lot of machines. They are working automatically, but we are the one who are putting the software in them. We are the we are the one who are who are giving them electrical supply, or like we are the one who are controlling that machine. So similarly, this in the material world, we can see the para prakriti, like whatever moving or moving, whatever it is, like there should be someone who can control it. Okay, there should be someone who can provide the energy to it, and that is a Krishna, that is the supreme lord. Okay, so like from this, like simply by using our little brain, we can understand whatever this impersonalist people are saying, it is all nonsense. There must be created, and like if there is a created, we should show the gratitude towards him. Okay, and we should love him, like we should thank him for providing everything. So now, like Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 9.10, what Krishna says, like this material nature is working under Krishna's direction, and all the moving, unmoving objects are being controlled by Krishna. And at the time of a creation, this is a temporary manifestation, na? Like it is created, and after some time, it will be annihilated, and this goes in a cycle. Okay, and the nature is so powerful. Okay, and so behind this a power, there must be a powerhouse, and there must be very intelligent, supremely intelligent brain. There should be brain. And as we can see, like okay, in our house the electricity is coming. Okay, just give me 1 minute. Hare Krishna. So we can see now, actually there is a lot of background noise. Now I'm unable to take the proper words. So yes, like as we can see, there is a electricity in our house. But like what is the source of electricity? It is it is a produce in a powerhouse, and that to creating that powerhouse, and like to create the electricity, to to store the electricity, to transfer the electricity, there must be some brain of a higher resident engineer, na? So similarly, whatever running in this material world, there must be some like supreme intelligent brain should be working behind. Okay, so in in all the scriptures, what Krishna says in 15.15 Bhagavad Gita, that from the Vedas, he Krishna should be known. Okay, so in Vedas, like in various sections, like for example in Atharva Veda, like what Prabhupada is saying here, that Krishna is a intendence. Krishna is a supreme, and he is the one who is a who is maintaining this material nature through the nature's law. Okay, so here in this statement, we have seen in this verse that God distribute his mercy in a form of a rain on the scorched earth at the time of a dire necessary. He supplies the rain when we are practically on the verge of a death for the want of a water. God is just merciful, undoubtedly, but he bestows his mercy on us when we need it most. Okay, so okay, Krishna is merciful, so like all the 24/7 he is not bestowing his mercy. Why? Because we are so nocturnal, or we are so naughty, or like we are a kind of a fool. Okay, why? Because we forget the God as soon as we obtain his mercy, and we should therefore remember the mercy of a God constantly if we want to avoid the distress. We are eternally related to him despite the state of a forgetfulness already described above. So like when we have a lot of comfort in our life, what is our tendency? We will forget Krishna. We will keep busy ourselves through the objects of sense gratification. We don't want to practice the we don't need to pray to someone. Okay, we will simply waste our time in enjoying the sense gratification, and we will never remember Krishna. But Krishna is so merciful, like he put you in a distress simply that so that you can go more and more near to the Krishna, and you will develop the detachment to this material persons, material, the lands or everything material. You can develop that detachment, and you can go more and more closer to the Krishna. Okay, so Krishna bestow his mercy in this way. Okay, So like whatever distress we see in our life, it is just it is the Krishna's plan, so that you can go more closer to Krishna. Okay, nothing else. So but we can we can uh, like we can avoid this distress. What Prabhupada is saying here, are you seeing uh, that we can avoid this distress? But how? By remembering Krishna all the time. Okay, when we remember Krishna, then there is no need to like give us the distress. Okay, but when we are comfortable, we remember like we forget the Krishna. Okay, and we are eternally related to Krishna even after we forget after this the state of forgetfulness. And we can see the laws of nature are so stringent, but why they are so stringent? If you commit the mistake, then you must suffer. There is no there is no mercy on you. Okay, even the child commit some kind of a sinful act, he has to suffer. There is no there is no relaxation for anything. Okay, but the one who surrender onto the Lord overcomes this stringently. Okay, though here that he can like what we say, he can transcend these laws of nature. So to get out of distress, there is no other way than surrender to the Krishna. Even Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that his divine energy consisting of the three modes of a nature, it is very difficult to obtain, but those who have surrendered onto the Krishna can easily cross it. Okay, so here we can take out na Krishna is so merciful, but we are so foolish, we disobey the Krishna, but he is so merciful, then also he is maintaining us. And uh, and like whatever distress we are facing, it is just a Krishna's plan, so that we can look towards the Krishna, and we become detached from this material world, and we can get attached to the Krishna. Okay, and yes, we can avoid this distress by simply surrendering more, simply remembering Krishna more and more. Okay, and there is only one way to cross this distress, to call to cross this material nature, that we have to surrender. And how to surrender? By following the rules and regulation provided by the acharyas. Okay, because the our spiritual master, they are just a representative of a Krishna. Okay, and they are here to help us. So we will read the fourth verse. Yes, Sharmila Mataji, you can go forward.
Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. 4. After heavy rain showers, the fields and forests in all directions appear green and healthy. Thus, they resemble a man who has undergone severe austerities for some material gain and has achieved his end. For such a man is strong, hearty, and good looking.
So here we can see, na, yes, after when Krishna bestow his mercy in a form of rain, then we can see the forest and fields, everything appear green, and even people visit the hill station, because after rainy season there are waterfalls also, and there everywhere there is a greenery, and also the blossom of flowers also appears. So here we can see what Prabhupada is saying, that the man who has undergone the severe austerities for some material gain, and he achieved his aim, for such men is a strong, hearty, and a good looking. So when we perform the great austerity for something, and then we achieve it, then you become more stronger mentally, physically, and even the all aspects appears. So yes, Mataji, you can go forward.
After heavy rain showers, the fields and forests in all directions appear green and healthy. Thus, they resemble a man who has undergone severe austerities for some material gain and has achieved his end. For such a man is strong, hearty, and good looking. The greenery of the rainy season is but a temporary show. It looks very pleasant, but we must remember that it will not last. Similarly, there are persons who undergo severe austerities for some material gain, but those who are sane avoid this. Severe austerities for temporary gains are simply a waste of time and energy. Material loss and gain are destined in accordance with the formation of each particular body. There are 84 lakh species of life, and each type of body is destined to enjoy and suffer in accordance with its particular formation. The bodily enjoyments and sufferings of a wealthy man's son are different from those of a poor man's son. Although no one undergoes severe austerities to obtain distress, it comes upon us uncalled. Similarly, the happiness we are destined to enjoy will come upon us even without our desires. Even though we may be able to avoid distress and artificially enjoy some material happiness by temporary achievements, this represents no factual gain in life. Our duty is to achieve permanent happiness and eternal life, and it is for that purpose only, for the ultimate gain, that we should undertake all sorts of penances and austerities. This ultimate gain is possible to achieve in the human form of life. Permanent happiness is possible when one is free from material sources of happiness. For continuation of material bondage means continuation of the threefold miseries. Human life is meant for ending these miseries. We should not try to be beautiful like seasonal flowers or greenery that flourish in the rainy season, but are weary in the winter. To be enlivened by the clouds of ignorance overhead and to enjoy the sight of temporary greenery is not at all desirable. One should try to live in the unlimited clear sky, overflooded with the rays of the sun and moon. That is what we actually desire. A life of freedom in eternity, complete knowledge, and a blissful atmosphere is the heart's desire of an enlightened soul. We should undertake all sorts of penances and austerities to attain that permanent source of happiness. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We can see now, like with the very simple language, how Prabhupada is explaining the like Vaishnava philosophy through the examples. Okay. So yes, like further, like we can see we are performing very severe austerities for some material gain. So like, but we forgot that like this material gain is a temporary, and like this human life is for to achieve something this be permanent or like beyond this temporary. So yes, like we can like when we perform the severe austerities for the material gain, like we will achieve something. Okay, but what is the problem with that? Is that like it is a temporary, even like a person go in a gym, like he build the bicep tricep all the muscles, he looks so handsome, but like after and then old age will come and like his everything will be, the beauty will be destroyed, the good looking will be like, get destroyed. So like why he is like going in a gym and like doing the like spending hours and hours to build his muscles and like looking good? It is a waste, because with the time it will be destroyed, it is not a permanent. So like what Prabhupada is saying here, the greenery of the rainy season is but the temporary show. Like it looks very pleasant, or it looks very good, and like it looks so enjoyable in starting, but it will not last. It is like someone is giving you gulab jamun for the 1 minute, and like after like for the rest of 59 minutes he is just slapping you. Is it good? It's not good. And like for that 1 minute you are thinking, oh, this material world is so good, I'm so happy. And like, okay, let me tolerate this slaps for 59 minutes, but like after next hour I will be very happy, I will again get the gulab jamun. This is actually our life now. So yes, like we are like, so okay, so it doesn't mean that like you don't have to make the austerities for like for some material gains, like your examinations or your office works. Because why? Because we are performing the yukta vairagya, whatever we are earning, whatever we are like doing, everything we are doing for a like samsiddhir haritoshanam, for the pleasure of Krishna. So it is not a material. When we are doing, when the center is a Krishna, then it is not a material. Okay. So but it is for the general public, they are only interested in like some gaining more and more comforts na? But it is a simply waste of a time. Why simply waste of a time? But because from the next life, next body, they have to again perform this all this stuff. Okay. And they are again falling in the trap of this 84 lakh species. So Prabhupada is saying here, yes, it is a simply waste of a time and energy to do the severe austerities when Krishna is the not center and only for the material gain. And like material loss and gain are destined in accordance with the formation of each particular body. So whatever kind of a money or whatever kind of a wealth or comfort they are coming to like going to come in our life, it is already predestined, depend on God's mercy, and primary depends on how much pious and impious activity we have done in our previous lives. Okay, so like a comfort, discomfort, material gain and loss, it is already destined. Okay, so 84 lakh species of a life, each type of a body is destined to suffer and enjoy in according to the particular formation. So you can see Krishna is so merciful. If anyone want to become so happy by simply by eating, next life he become an elephant. If someone want to eat the non-vegetarian stuff all time, so he become a tiger, he become a ratsi. If someone want to sleep all the time, he become the polar bear. And like someone is too much interested in like sexual life, he can become a monkeys, and he can become the pigeons, because like they have their body is in such a way that like they can do all kind of stuff, like they can gratify the senses in that way. But what is the problem, that like we are intelligent enough, we can come to know, if we have this kind of desire, it will simply lead me to the degradation of my consciousness and my life. Okay, so we should be intelligent enough to transcend this 84 lakh species and again go back to the Godhead. So we can see the bodily enjoyment of a wealthy man's son is a different and from those like who are the poor man's sons. Okay, both have to enjoy, but this wealthy man sons have some some pious karma so that he can live comfortably, and that like that it and the poor man's sons don't have this pious that much pious karma. Okay, so yes, like no one prays, "Oh Krishna, please put me in a distress. Oh Krishna, please put me in a distress," except a Kunti Maharani. So like, but distress automatically come. So Prabhupada saying here that okay, distress is coming automatically. Then why are you praying for the happiness? The happiness will also come automatically. Depend on the your destination. Okay, so you don't have to pray for the happiness; it will automatically come. Okay, so the human life is so rare, and like we have the higher thing that like, but by distracting ourselves with this temporary happiness, we are forgetting that this human life is there for achieving something permanent. We can become free from this material miseries by practicing the Krishna consciousness, and we can again go back to the Godhead. Then like it in the like a Krishna loka, there is no continuation of these threefold miseries. We won't have any miseries. And like so here Prabhupada again saying that like beautiful flowers looks like it is very pleasing, greenery is so pleasing in the rainy season, but when the winter comes, everything becomes weary, or like everything get destroyed, everything becomes so dry, because it is a temporary. So like whatever kind of material happiness we are seeing, okay, it will be very pleasing for the 1 minute, but next 59 minutes you have to again suffer from this lapse of the Maya Devi. So what is the better? Like for this 60 minutes, all of my time I want to spend in happiness. And how is this possible? Is this possible? Yes, it is possible, and it is only possible in the spiritual world. Like we don't like the temporary things because we are itself eternal. Okay, so when we go yesterday we celebrated the 26th January, like we are so much happy now, like freedom and freedom, but actually freedom is there when we become free from this Maya Devi, when we become free from this threefold miseries, and like we can again go to our back to the eternity, complete knowledge and blissful. Okay, and it is the heart desire for an enlightened soul. So okay, currently we are we also come to know through the Bhagavad Gita from the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and our previous acharyas. The my goal is not to stay in this temporary material world, not to enjoy the temporary comforts of this material world. I should strive for something permanent, something internal, and something full of a complete knowledge and complete blissfulness. Okay, so whatever penances, whatever austerities we are doing, we should perform it for the pleasure of Krishna. Okay, and like for the source of this permanent happiness. That is our Krishna. So today we can end here. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Anantakoti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we can see how beautifully, yes, Mataji also said that like Prabhupada has illustrated so beautifully and logically. So big Haribol to Srila Prabhupada, and we should be show gratitude to Srila Prabhupada every day by following his instruction. Okay. So Hare Krishna, thank you for
Hare Krishna
everyone for
Mataji, Hare
joining.
Krishna.
So
Hare
we can
Krishna
see now
Mataji.
we have to apply these things practically. Please note down the takeout points and please try to apply. Then only our life will be successful and there will be little change in ourselves. Okay.
Yes,
So
Mataji.
Hare Krishna, happy
Yes,
Krishna
Mataji.
conscious
Krishna,
day.
thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.